The longer you spend at the gym, the less time you have to work on your relationship and on the person that you are. It's something we talked about in our latest episode of the Dan and Gang podcast, when we're talking about this manosphere, the red pill society, the alpha bros, and just how much they put out this physical imagery. You gotta be built and stacked and ripped and wear these tight clothes that don't fit properly, and just have this whole personification built about the outside shell. And when you do that, a lot of times you don't have time left over to work on what's on the inside. And you end up with a bunch of immature, emotionally unstable little boys that are looking for a mommy to take care of them instead of an actual mature relationship in which both people are encouraging each other and building each other up and trying to help each other grow and prosper in this world. And it's a reason why they get stuck in these relationships that have no long-term benefits to them and don't see much of a future in them at all, because there's nothing that can work there. They don't spend any time on themselves. So then they try to force and prey upon people that haven't developed themselves mentally or haven't discovered themselves. And they do that with their followers, the little young men that follow them. They prey on these young men that are insecure and disenfranchised, that don't know who they are yet in this world. And then they try to define what they are. But they're not doing it for the betterment of these young men or the betterment of society and their viewpoint. They're doing it for clicks and views and financial gain. All these guys are the top influencers, offer classes and get rich quick schemes and invest with me and I'll tell you how to make millions and rise and grind and wake up at 3:30 every morning and get your day going and do more before 7 o'clock than the army does before 8. And it's not for any benefit of these people, because everything comes with a cost and they get money back from it from these followers. But they have the same concept in the partners that they try to have relationships with. They don't develop anything there. They just expect them to fall in place and take care of them, fill the role of their mommy, feed them when they want to be fed, clothe them when they need to be clothed, pamper them, and constantly glaze them and build them up because they need this encouragement, because they are so emotionally and mentally immature. They're 30-year-olds in 30-year-old bodies acting like 15-year-olds, and there's not a whole lot much difference in it. And it's not desirable from anyone that would be mature in their own graces. That's why these long-term relationships never happen, because the women realize it's not going to be there. They don't want to be a mommy anymore, and they don't want to coddle and take care of another grown-ass man-child. So it doesn't help anything. If you want to develop and have a good, solid relationship, you have to put the time into it instead of putting the time into the curls.